Hey everyone, welcome. Day. Oh, Nabucco again, you're back. Look at you. I think I've seen you. Hi, I think I've seen you in every class this week. Awesome work. Welcome on in, everyone. We're going to give it just a minute or two to get started. We'll officially start at 5 after. I think we've got a pretty big group today, so thank you all for joining. All you're going to need for class is a chair, sturdy old chair. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I think that card table chair is just about on its last leg, so hopefully I don't fall through it today. But we don't need anything fancy. That's all you're going to need. You might want to grab some water though, because this is officially sit and sweat. So we are going to sweat just a little bit. We're going to get those heart rates up. We're going to get moving today. All right, more people trickling in. We're going to give it 30 seconds and we will get to it. Hopefully you're all surviving the heat out there. It has been so humid here. So indoors, lots of indoor workouts. All right, everybody. I say we get this party started. Welcome to Sit and Fit, our last Sit and Fit class. I'm bummed, but you know, we'll see what happens. Maybe we can bring it back in the future at some point. So I'm Coach Adrienne. All you're gonna need for this class is a sturdy chair. That is it. So we're gonna do a little bit longer warm up today just because we are gonna be sweating a bit. We're gonna be getting our heart rate up. So we wanna make sure our muscles are nice and warm. You can just set your chair aside for now. Let's start with around the world. So we're gonna bring our hands overhead, clasp those hands, lengthen your spine here, feet about shoulder width apart, and we're gonna go around the world. We're sweeping the floor with our feet, or our hands, back up to the ceiling, and then let's take it the other way. Each time getting a little, man, I'm all over the place today. A little higher to the ceiling, a little lower to the floor. We're loosening up those torsos, loosening up our glutes and our hamstrings, and we're opening up those shoulders. One more time the other way. Nice work. Now we're going to sink on down to our frogs. We're going to get nice and low here. So shift those hips back. If you can straddle your feet, that's great. Maybe you're not there yet today. Maybe you just want to go as far down as the sumo position, and that's perfectly fine. From here, we're just going to kind of shimmy side to side. Open up your hips. Open up those inner and outer thighs. And then bring those arms overhead. Push through your heels back to standing position. We're going to do two more like that. Sink down as low as your range of motion will allow. Rock it out. Arms overhead, push back to standing. Give me one more here. Sink down. Already feeling those legs start to fire up. Rock it out. Arms overhead, push back to standing. Good. We're going to go into some hamstring curls. So we're just going to step and we're going to kick our own butt here. Let's get that blood flowing. Keeping your feet flexed and just squeeze those hamstrings. Step and kick. Take some nice deep breaths here. We're trying to get warm, even though I've spent the whole day trying to get cool. Let's take this into a knee pull. So we're going to drive our knees up, and let's pull our arms down. Keeping those shoulders back, keeping your core nice and tight. Loosening up those hip flexors. And we're going to take this into a mummy kick. So straight leg, opposite hand, opposite foot. Keeping those shoulders back. We're trying not to bend forward here. Again, loosening up those glutes and those hamstrings. We're going to take this to a march. Continue driving those knees up. And if you'd like, we're going to add a little pep in our step here. If that doesn't feel good to you, that is okay. You can just stick to that march. You're just gonna feel your core temperature creep up just a little more. Feel that heart rate start to creep up a little more. We're gonna hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, guys. Heart's already pumping. So, like I said, we're gonna get our heart rates up. We're gonna burn a little fat today. We're gonna use our chair. Doesn't mean we have to jump around. So I'm gonna give you options, of course, as always. First exercise, we're gonna use the seat of our chair. We're gonna simulate a squat. So we're pretending like someone's got a lasso around our hips. They're pulling us backwards. And we're getting nice and low. If you feel comfortable with it, you can just kind of hover your butt over your chair and then drive through your heels. If you want a little bit more modification, you're actually going to sit down and you're just going to stand back up. We've got an entire minute here. If that neither one of those feels comfortable, maybe you're recovering from a knee surgery or something like that, just go down a little bit, work on that hip hinge. That is okay. 1 minute, we're going to feel this. Ready? Go. So I'm going to sit all the way down and up. So we're driving through our heels. We're sinking our hips back. You're going to feel those glutes. You're going to feel those quads. And our whole goal here is not to have that turtle back. We never want to have that turtle back. Because with all these exercises, we're going to be working our core just by keeping that neutral spine. We talked a lot about that neutral spine. Last class especially. You're feeling that heart rate come up, aren't you? Anytime we do big muscle groups like our legs, it's going to be more of a fat burner. We're going to get that heart rate up even more. So if you're sitting in meetings all day long and you're starting to feel like your butt is getting a little square, just stand up and sit down at your desk. Get a little exercise in. We're almost there. One more. Good job. Now we're going to stay seated. We're going to go into some jumping jacks, believe it or not. Seated jumping jacks. So I want you to scooch to the edge of your seat. And from here, we're just going to do a jumping jack. So from the front, it looks like this. And maybe that's still just a little bit too much. You can just step out to the side. If you're feeling froggy today, you're feeling strong, go ahead and stand up. And you can absolutely do that full range jumping jack. Just make those snow angels in the sky. Or you can step out standing. Now, if you're sitting, you're going to feel those abs working just by holding yourself up. Because we're sitting at the edge of our bench. You're also going to get some hip flexor work. We got 1 minute. Here we go. So, another reason we're getting our heart rate up on this one, even though we're seated, is because we're getting our hands over our heads. You've probably heard that before. If you can bring your arms over your head, you're getting your heart rate just up a little bit more. So we always like to correlate and use our arms when we're doing cardio. So this is a full body workout. Yeah, I'm breathing hard. Who says you have to jump around to burn fat? Not me. All right, keep it up, keep it up. Remember, you can take breaks whenever you need. Get that sip of water, take a breather, take a rest. We're also getting some nice shoulder mobility here by bringing those arms overhead. So if you are recovering from any type of shoulder surgery, this is a good one to work on. Get that synovial fluid moving. Motion is lotion. Keep it up, guys. We're almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Shake it out. All right, next exercise. We're going to do some bicycles. So we have some options. You can kind of lay your shoulders back on the back of your chair if you'd like. Or if you really want to get some more hip flexor work, you can kind of grab underneath. We're going to bring those knees up and we're going to kind of simulate a bicycle. You can go forwards or you can go backwards. And if you can keep those legs off the floor, you're really going to work that core and hip flexor. So those are your options. Keeping your feet off the floor, that's your most advanced level. Or you can, one at a time, give your legs a little break. All right, we got 1 minute. Let's do this. I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to keep my legs up the whole time. Do the best you can. Make sure you're breathing. Yep, I'm already ready to stop. Sorry guys, it's been a rough week. Most of you know that I got very, very sick. I had a triathlon on Sunday and I was so sick. The first couple of days I was massively dehydrated and had massive heat exhaustion because it was so hot. So I did not recover properly. I did not take care of my body and I felt the repercussions. So feeling much better, but I'm still not 100% yet. So that's why I love these classes. We can still get a workout in and we can just modify. There is no shame in that. And by the way, if you do take any other classes, always have a chair handy. If you struggle with balance or if you want to just modify any of those exercises that other coaches are doing, this is a great way to do it. We're almost there. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. All right. We're standing up. I know that heart's pumping, so we're going to keep moving. We're going to go into everybody's favorite burpees, right? Everybody loves burpees. Here's the thing. They are hard on our bodies, right? So, I guess most advanced way to do a burpee is to squat, hop out into a plank, hop in, and then explode through your feet. That is hard for most of us. So if you want to modify, you squat, step out, step in, and stand up. But we can also modify further by using our chair. You can put your hands on your chair, hop out into that plank, hop in, bring those arms overhead. That's one great way to modify. Or hands on your seat, step out, step in, stand up. We always have options. So pick your poison. We've got 1 minute. Here we go. I'm gonna pop out, pop in. You can add that jump if you feel like it. Lengthening your spine on top. On that plank, we talked about this when we did our core work. We want to keep that vacuum seal. Straight line from your shoulders to your hips to your heels. Always working that core. We're getting our arms overhead. So heart rate stays up. We're still burning that fat. Keep it up, keep it up. Play around with different options. Maybe step out for the last 30 seconds. You can modify even further by going to a wall and just kind of stepping out, but not that far. You do that too. We're almost there, guys. 5 seconds. Last one. Good. All right, breathe. Get that drink if you need it. Take some nice deep breaths. We don't get a long break. Heart rate's gonna get right back up. We've got curb walk next. So these are really, really fun. I love this exercise. We're gonna put one foot on the seat of our chair. We're basically just gonna stomp here. As we stomp, we're lifting that foot that's on the ground just about an inch or so. And we're really planting and rooting that foot into the ground. We can use our arms for more power. If that feels uncomfortable to you, maybe that hurts if you did have a knee surgery or something like that, just stick to a march on your floor, all right? But if you choose this one, you're really gonna feel that butt cheek in the quads on this leg really start to burn. Heart rate's really gonna come up. 1 minute, go. So we're putting all our weight on that chair and then just lifting that foot off the ground about an inch. Oh yeah, I'm already feeling that leg. Already feeling that glute. And my heart rate is up. I'm sweating, guys. So you choose the tempo here too. If you want to get that heart rate even further, you can go faster. That's a great way to speed up your cardio as well. So take a typical exercise and just speed up your tempo, speed up your pace a little bit. Get a couple more reps in. You'll feel that heart rate come up. You'll feel that burn even more. We just want to make sure that we don't get sloppy and we don't compromise our form. Keep it up, keep it up. We got 10 seconds here. Make them count. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Ah, felt that. Shake it all out. All right, we're gonna take it to the other side. Same deal. Plant that foot into the seat of your chair. Find that balance and go. 1 minute. So we're stomping and lifting here. We're firing up the other butt cheek. And again, you choose the tempo. Play around with it. Speed it up. Feel the difference. If you're feeling good today, feeling like you really want to get your sweat on, speed up that tempo. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. You're doing great, guys. And remember, if it's too much, just mark on the floor. Nothing wrong with that. Keep going, keep going, keep going. 15 seconds left. 10. 5. And time. Good job. Felt that right there and right there. And definitely breathing. Take just a little breather here. Take some nice deep cleansing breaths. Let's let our heart rate fall just a bit. We're gonna pump it right back up. All right, so this time we're gonna go back into another very, very common exercise that we use a lot in our classes, mountain climbers. So typically, the advanced way to do a mountain climber is on the floor. You're in that plank position. You're driving your knees in one at a time, keeping those hips low. So we don't want those hips up in the air. If you like that, go ahead and do it. You can also slow down your tempo, tap your toes. For a little modification, use that chair. We're still keeping that body straight as a board. We're still driving our knees in, still working those abs, still working those hip flexors, getting that heart rate up, burning fat, but with just a little bit less resistance. You could do the same thing against your wall as well. If that doesn't feel good, none of those feel good, maybe you have some wrist issues, that is okay. You're just gonna do a knee up here. Same deal with a little bit less resistance, okay? 1 minute. Here we go. Now again, you're feeling good today. Speed up that tempo. If you really want to get that heart rate up and burn some fat, I'm gonna take it easy, but really concentrate on keeping that body straight as a board. Pretend like you have a hot cup of coffee on your back, a beer, whatever it may be, your drink of choice. And we don't want it to fall off. So we want to be careful about rotating too. That's easy to do. But if you really tighten those abs, it's going to keep you from rotating. Breathing through. Keep it up, keep it up. We got this. Push yourself here. Whew. I'm definitely sweating. Push, push, push. We got 10 seconds. Make them count. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Shake it all out. All right, next exercise, we're gonna go into some power knees. So we're gonna use the back of our chair just for a little bit of support. We're gonna be in this big split stance position. We're planting our front foot into the ground. We're gonna drive that back knee up. So you're just using that chair for support on this one. If you're feeling good, maybe you want to take it up a notch, you can add a little lunge here and you can add a hop. So take it up a notch if you want, add a little bit of power. If not, stick with me, modify. We're going to feel those obliques, we're going to feel those hip flexors, and that heart rate's going to come up. 1 minute, here we go. Drive that knee up. You're also going to feel a nice stretch in the back of the leg and the calf. We're getting a little ankle mobility here. And you're gonna feel those quads fire up in the leg that's planted on the ground. Keep it up, push yourself here. Yep, starting to burn, right? My heart rate is up. If you are adding that power, your heart rate is really up. You can even add some arms here too and explode through that front foot. But this is sit and fit, so we're going to utilize that chair as much as we can. And we're going to show variations. We're going to show modifications. Keep going. 5 seconds. And time. Good job. Breathe. Take it out. Nice deep cleansing breaths. We're going to pivot to the other side. Same deal. You pick. Take a nice deep breath. 1 minute. Here we go. Driving that knee up aggressively. Holding onto that chair for support. Again, we want to focus on form. We don't want to be folded forward like this. We always want to be concentrating on keeping that core tight, keeping that spine neutral. Working those abs, like I said, with all these exercises, just by keeping them tight. Yeah, I'm breathing hard. I can feel my heart pumping. Listen to your body, guys. If you need that break, take your break. Reset, refocus, get right back into it. Get a sip of water if you need to. Keep going, keep going. 10 seconds, we got this. And time. Good job. All right. Last exercise, guys. We're going to be back to our seats. We're going to run, okay? We're going to run seated. So, again, you're going to choose the tempo. Just like this. We're tapping those toes quick. We're making sure we're not slunched over. We're lengthening our spine here. If you need to hold on to the bottom of your chair for a little support, if that helps. If you want to add a little bit more core work, lean those shoulders back. You're going to get some hip flexor and core work. And of course, if you're feeling good, go ahead and do a football run. You can stand. No big deal. All right, this is it. Last exercise. And go. 1 minute. Yeah, this chair is really squeaky, so sorry about the noise. We're just pitter-pattering our feet, acting like we're squishing mud here. And already, the heart rate starts to spike. Like I said, who says we have to jump around? We can always modify these movements and still do a metabolic challenge workout with a chair. We just have to be a little creative. We have to listen to our body and do some modifications. Keep it up, keep it up. I feel those hip flexors. Breathe through it. Fast feet, fast feet. We've got 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. Breathe. All right, while we're here, we're gonna let that heart rate fall and we're gonna stretch quickly. So figure 4, my favorite stretch ever. You guys know this. Whether it's in pigeon form, whether it's standing, or whether it's seated, you're gonna cross that ankle just above your knee and you're gonna feel those glutes and hips open up. And then if you wanna get even deeper, you're gonna fold forward, be keeping that spine straight. Oh man, that feels so good. While we're stretching, I want you to take nice, deep breaths. Let your heart rate fall. And we tend to sweat a little bit more when we're done. While we are taking those deep breaths, that's when the sweat starts dripping, I have noticed. So if you need a little bit longer of a cool down, by all means, take it. Other side. Fold forward. Take advantage of these nice deep stretches. They feel good. All right, from here, we're gonna stand up. We're gonna utilize our chair, so back of the chair. Much like when we did our leg or our lower body exercise, you're gonna keep a hold of that chair, grab your toe, push those hip bones forward. We did a lot of hip flexor and quad work today. So let's release some of that tension. If you can't quite grab your toe, remember the trick is to put the back of your foot on the seat of the chair and you'll feel that same release. And let's take it to the other side. Either grab that toe, place the top of your foot on the chair, push those hip bones forward. And moving on to our hamstrings, you're either gonna place a heel on the floor like a shovel, hinge your hips back, or you can go a little deeper, hike that foot up on the seat of your chair and do the same motion. What we don't want to do is go like this. A lot of people, when you're doing a hamstring stretch, they just fold forward as far as they can. That is not necessary. We really want to focus on keeping that foot flexed and keeping that spine straight. You'll feel more of a release in that hamstring. And then from here, we're just going to pivot forward. We're going to plant that foot into the seat of our chair, and you're going to feel an inner thigh stretch here. Same movement. We're going to hinge our hips back, straight spine. Feel that adductor stretch. If you're struggling with balance, you can always just do this on the floor as well. Hold on to the back of your chair. Let's take it to the other side. Hamstring. Shift it back. And then pivot, plant that foot. Oop, I'm struggling with balance today. And shift forward. Awesome work, guys. Let's finish with one deep breath in. Fill those lungs with air. Exhale, let it go. Nice work. Thank y'all for joining me. Here's your nutrition trivia question of the day. True or false? Eating too much sugar can cause type 1 diabetes. True or false? Eating too much sugar can cause type 1 diabetes. Throw in the chat if you want to take a guess. Ooh, we're all over the place today. We got about half and half true and falses. So it is false. Type 1 diabetes. Yes, it is often genetic. So basically, that is when your immune system attacks your pancreas and makes it so it doesn't have an ability to produce insulin. So yes, it is oftentimes genetic. Oftentimes there's nothing we can do about it, but it definitely is not caused from eating too much or too little sugar. Type 2, that's a different story, but type 1 is all has to do with your body and your immune system and your pancreas. So there you go. Hopefully you learned something. Yes. Thank you, Carla. That's a better way to put it. Beta cells shut down. Thanks everyone for joining me. I hope you have a great weekend. And we will see you in all the other classes. Wonderful session as always. Can you please? Yes, Becky, I will send out, and I don't think I sent out last sessions either. I think I forgot. So I will send out last recording and the sessions as well to all of you for reference, so you can practice and get even better. Thank you. Thanks, y'all. Thank you for joining me. Thanks, Carla.